this is not just dancing, this is a dancing healing journey. The way our body moves and reacts with another person or even with ourselves, with another body, is a reflection of our life, of how we react with other people, with situations in our life. It's a one-to-one reflection, like there's no difference. Your own body, however it feels in that moment, however it wants to move, however, in which direction it wants to go. The contact dance, it's just a natural flow. It's not about thinking. Following, it's leading, it's an answering and questioning.
You. Woo. What's up? How are you?
Amazing.
How do you feel now?
Filled with gratitude
Gratitude.
and excited. I'm
Nice.
super excited.
All right, let's go. All right, we are recording.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So, guten Nachen.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Is that good afternoon in German?
Yeah.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag, my friends. How you say my friends?
Meine Freunde.
My friends. Zara is a dancer, is a contact beyond contact facilitator. Is a holistic therapist and is the mother mystic of the week or of the month, or I don't know what to say. Can you tell a little bit about yourself, about what you do?
I left my country, Germany, about a year ago. Quit everything, left everything behind, and I've been on that journey since then. I was dancing my whole life, and I stopped dancing a few years ago because I lost the passion, kind of, because there was too much pressure, too much rules, too much, it has to be like that. And on this journey, I found my way back to dancing. And yeah, through contact dance.
If you need to explain what contact dance is.
Being awareness of awareness of my body, awareness of the way I am expressing myself, the way of I communicate with others. Totally being aware of that and being authentic with that, with myself and with others. Special kind of dance. It means you have to let go of all of your experience, assumptions, whatever. Forget about technique, forget about rules, forget about what you've known before. It doesn't matter. You don't have to think. Let go of that. It's a conversation between you and yourself, you, your surroundings, you, the space around you, and the space in between you and your partner, and at least a communication between you and another being. Without words, beyond words.
Through movement.
Through movement, exactly. It is communicating with bodies without rules. There is no technique. There are no rules. It is like an following, and leading, responding, being aware of the touch of myself, the touch of others. Is learning when to say no, learning when to say let go, knowing your boundaries, knowing your fears, letting your body talk, letting your body flow, and having no assumptions how that may look like.
I love that. I feel like this is something like, especially modern society, is completely disconnected. I personally, my journey of teaching yoga and also facilitating space through movement for other people, I realized that there is so much disconnection between that. It's like expression. It's like, can you express yourself freely through the body? And I do believe
without
thinking, without the mind, right? So in a completely intuitive flow.
Exactly.
So how contact dance has been like a powerful tool for you to tap into like deep aspect of yourself, to getting to know yourself more and showing up better in life? How this affect you? How this transform you in other ways?
I knew my struggle points. I knew my trigger points. I knew what I'm afraid of, what scares me. I knew my fears, and I knew all of that. And I tried a lot of things to work on that, but at one point I realized I can work on myself, and that's amazing. You always have to do that, but at one point you need connections, you need contact to really work on that. So you need another human being to realize, like a mirror, you know. You can't just grow, you can't just go through something if there's someone who shows you, okay, those are your boundaries, those are your fears. Here is it, you know. And especially, I have to say, especially the Contact Beyond Contact class, because this is a dancing healing journey where we really work on with our heart space. It changed my life simply as that I realized what are my boundaries, what are my fears, what I actually always needed to control. Like I found myself, oh my God, you think about that and you think you have to control everything. No, that's not gonna work. You can't control anything. You can't predict anything.
I think that's huge teaching for life, right? I mean, you master letting go control is kind of you master life, right? And it's something that you can practice through contact dance.
Exactly.
You never found this way, and you never found this way through your yoga practice or through your solo dancing. You find specific that through contact dance because you could interact with other people.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense for me when you're thinking about that. Like we are beings who are like all interconnected to each other, and we are having relationships. And I mean, you can have like amazing solo meditative practice, but if there is no a practice itself that involves other beings, I mean, when you need to interact with others and you need to face yourself with others, and others will, I mean, you will be projecting your crap with others, and the opposite, maybe you're gonna struggle. So.
Because you don't live your life alone, you know. You're not on this planet alone. You are always in contact with everyone, and that's how your life is. So
you're saying there's no rules, but there's still some important qualities, like important things to follow. right? Important things to be aware. Could you mention a few of them?
Yeah, like I mentioned, you have to know when to say no, especially when it comes to a contact. It's not just in real life when you know the power of no. It's also in the dance, because of course sometimes a push or a pull is too much. So you have to know your boundaries. You have to know when it is too much.
Oh gosh,
and then
that's so important.
Yeah, finding a way to say no in a soft way as well.
I think that is a beautiful practice for life, especially when we are talking about self-love and self-recognition and self-appreciation. I mean, being clear what your boundaries are, clear for you, and also learning how to express to others, for me, is a super important life skill. And it's something that you're mentioning, that you practice through contact, and I think it's tremendously powerful. It's a tremendously powerful experience and practice.
And it was always hard for me to say no, to actually to face my boundaries, to give them a name, and then through contact dance, finding peace and saying no, finding a peaceful way in saying no, and realizing, hey, that's okay. Everything what happens is unknown. You have to be comfortable with the unknown. So you never know what happens. It's like in life, you never know what happens. You never know, maybe we're gonna hit by a tree now, whatever.
Sure.
You know, you have
no control.
No control. You don't know what happens tomorrow, and you just have to trust, and you just have to, yeah, be comfortable with the unknown. And that's not easy. You don't know what your partner is going to do, but you don't have to know, because
Sure.
it will work out anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why, for me, what you're saying resonates so much, because in that practice of contact dance, you really develop life skills. I mean, setting boundaries, connecting with your senses, being present with yourself, and be comfortable with the unknown.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Life skills through contact dance.
When I go out of a class or of a dance, I'm so much more aware of everything, whether if it's my touch, whether if it's my my space, my energy.
It is a spiritual practice for you.
Of 100%, 110.
Contact dance for awakening. This part are not part of the video.
It will be because
I'm just getting
sweating. Yeah, hot.
Hot. We don't say hot. I say just say hot. I say hot.
Hot. You say hot. You know what you always have in your video.
We will see what we're gonna put here, because people will think I am like a very silly interviewer. Interviewer, even interviewer is a word. Is a right word.
Interviewer, sure.
My English is on point.
It's hot.
So that's great. I'm seriously hot.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So let's go dance. Let's go contact dance. is a real meditation. It's a real meditation in terms of you are so present and you are so in your own feelings and flow and movement and breath. I mean, you cannot be not present there, right? It was so difficult at the beginning to move out from my mind. You know, it's like blah, 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 blah. And I realized that if you are too much in the mind, you cannot show up in a very present, mindful, connective way. So that was like an inner conflict that I experienced at the beginning. The fact of being observed by a camera and the fact of being not on other people doing that and worrying about another little things about the shooting, about the timing. It was amazing anyway because I needed to show up, right? I needed to do it. It's not like, oh, I feel too much in my mind, I'm not dancing, I'm going home.
No.
I needed to show up and do something, and I was there with you, and let's see how it goes.
When you start thinking and your mind goes somewhere, you lost the connection to you and also to everything around you. I find myself losing my mind or like thinking, and I realize that I feel that when I think about something when I dance, it's like, whoa, shit, like I'm super not aware what's happening, what's going on. I'm not giving you the presents, I'm not giving my presents, so, and then I just go slowly and try to get back into your body and feel.
It's like there is a communication, but there's no words. And then at some point, it was like, it was just water, you know? It's like one wave. You and me, it's like being one wave flowing from one side to the other, like really following other people's energy, the other people vibes, and that was really powerful. I feel like we get the glimpse and then we come back to the mind. It's like thinking where we go or which move we should do, but then again to the water. So this is like this is what's happening in meditation normally. In meditation, you're not all the time in the zone. You need to like at some point train your mind.
It's the same, like you're thinking and then you have to let go of that thought and,
exactly.
and say, okay, let go, let go, let go.
But that is the beauty. That's the beauty, you know. That's the process.
The practice. That's the process.
That's the
practice. Journey. Yeah.
That's the practice in this case of contact dance, which is letting go your mind. I guess it's one of the main messages. Letting go your mind, be present with your body, but not only with you, with other people. So that's the powerful because I think we are here to connect with other people, to interact with other people. Are we really present enough with ourselves so we can be intimate with others as well?
There's always contact beyond the contact. There's always contact. We are always in contact, always, with everything.
With touch or not.
With touch or not, with nature, with air, with space, with energy, with everything.
I think that's one of the most beautiful things of this. This is a practice for life, right? It's a practice that can help people and support people for showing up better in life, for showing up with more power, with more authenticity, with more connection, honoring that contact that you have with reality, right? And showing up in the best way, you know, less in your mind, more in your heart.
Especially
authentic way.
In an authentic way, Like we're just gonna spread this whole contact beyond contact, the whole journey. We're gonna spread it all over the world.
Contact dance for the world, for healing, for authenticity, for expression, for awakening.
No.
Okay, see you next time. Peace.